All right, let's talk about something that is, without a doubt, one of the toughest challenges any leader is ever going to face. Today, we're unpacking the playbook for navigating your organization through a total, full-blown crisis.
So, picture this. The alarms are blaring, the numbers are in free fall, and every single person in the company is looking right at you. What do? What is your absolute first move? This isn't some business school hypothetical. This is the moment that defines your leadership.
And that's exactly why we're calling this first part the defining test. Because that's what a crisis is, isn't it? It's the ultimate test. It's that point where all the theory, all the books you've read, well, they pretty much go right out the window. All that's left is pure, high-stakes execution.
And here's the thing. It's not about just doing one thing perfectly. Nope. It's a high-pressure balancing act. You have to do several critical things right, all at the same time, with the pressure just cranked all the way up. I mean, think of it like trying to juggle flaming torches while you're riding a unicycle. Yeah, that feels about right.
So, let's break down that juggling act. There are really three key things you have to keep in the air at all times. First, you've got operational discipline. This is all about stabilizing your core functions, just keeping the lights on to ensure continuity. Second, financial resilience. This is brass tacks, folks. Secure your cash, secure your liquidity, because that is purely about survival. And third, and you cannot forget this one, is human motivation. You have to inspire confidence to keep your people engaged. And here's the kicker. If you drop any one of these, the whole thing comes crashing down. So, what does this mean for you as the leader? Your role completely transforms. You're no longer just the boss. You become an orchestrator. Your job is to pull all those different pieces together, operations, finance, people, and make them work in harmony, creating a single coherent response. And your instruments in this orchestra? Clarity, composure, and a relentless drive for continuity.
Okay, so let's get into the playbook itself. Play number 1 is all about stabilizing operations. This is about the immediate tactical moves you have to make to get control of the machine before it flies apart.
And here are your first 4 absolutely non-negotiable moves. 1. Secure your cash. 2. Protect the core operations that cannot be allowed to fail. 3. Communicate with radical transparency to shut down panic and the rumor mill. And 4. Get laser-focused on the essentials and cut everything else. Look, this isn't the glamorous, innovative part of leadership. This is triage. This is just making sure the organization survives the initial shock.
But stabilizing the machine, that's really only half the battle. Once you've contained the most immediate fires, your focus has to pivot. It has to shift to the human element. And frankly, this is where great leadership truly shines, or completely fails.
And I think this quote just nails it. In a vacuum of information, people will fill in the blanks with their absolute worst fears. So your job as the leader is to tell a story that acknowledges the harsh reality, but also charts a clear, believable path forward. It's not just communication, it's a lifeline.
And you could just see the difference here. The panic narrative is reactive. It spreads fear, uncertainty, and focuses on blame. It fractures teams. But the resilience narrative, that's deliberate. It's a leader saying, yes, this is hard, but here's why I'm confident we'll get through it, and here is the critical role you play making that happen. It gives people meaning and a sense of purpose right when they need it most.
So, you've stabilized operations and you've inspired your people. The third play is about the underlying structure that actually makes all of this possible. It's about what you build before the storm even hits. This is called business continuity planning, or BCP. Now, I know it might not be the most glamorous sounding topic, but think of it as the literal structural backbone of your company. It's what holds everything up when the ground starts shaking. It's the pre-written plan for how to keep going when things inevitably go wrong. And the benefits of having this in place are just massive. A good BCP means you've already thought about what could break. You've built in redundancies in your supply chain, your tech, even your key talent. This allows you to pivot faster, take less damage, and most importantly, sustain the trust of your employees, your customers, and your investors, all because you had a plan. This brings us to the final and maybe the most powerful idea in this entire playbook. This is the thing that separates the really good leaders from the truly great ones. The real goal isn't just to survive a crisis, it's to use it. You know, we hear about bouncing back all the time, right? Getting back to the old normal. But the best leaders, they don't aim for that. They aim to adapt forward. They use the crisis like a pressure cooker to forge something stronger, more agile, and more resilient than what existed before. It's all about evolution, not just restoration.
Because ultimately, a crisis exposes every single weakness in an organization. But if you orchestrate it correctly, that painful exposure becomes an incredible catalyst. It forces you to fix things you ignored, to innovate in ways you hadn't considered, and to come out the other side with a newfound strength.
And that really leaves us with a final thought to chew on. Take a hard look at your own organization, your own team. Is it just built to withstand a punch and get back to where it was? Or is it truly designed to take the energy from that crisis and transform into something even more powerful? The answer to that question, well, that's everything.